Hello, I would like to talk about demonic possession and within the context of people with disabilities. And this may sound like an odd topic, but if you're looking at, you know, the malicious spirit, all they want is a host to inhabit. So somebody whose IQ is a few notches below what we consider, outside the realm of normal, that's not really that much of a detriment. To be honest and fair, if someone has a severe disability, a severe intellectual disability, or the chances of possession happening there are going to be quite low because there's like what is the possessing entity going to do? They can't really function in someone who's in a very low, state, or close to, if we're going to talk with severe or profound disability, close to a vegetative state. I mean, there's kind of no point in being in that body, right? But yeah, if your intellect is a few notches below, then yeah, there's a lot of damage those people can do, and all one really needs is unresolved anger, uh, desires for things that are out of reach, and they can be a host. I mean, that's really not hard to see. I mean, it's the spirits, the malicious spirits are generally they're opportunistic, and they're parasitic. So they're just coming in. They're just looking for a willing, a warm place where that warm cave where they can, inhabit. So the requirements are not particularly high. If someone has resentment, unresolved issues, if they've got family issues, that resentment, that kind of thing, it's not really hard to develop a foundation for them. But again, with a severe ability, the chances of that being there are very low. Um, I personally I've come across it a number of times in working in the field. I've worked in the field for approximately 20 years, and I would say two or three times. And there was one pronounced case in which someone was on very high doses of psychotropic pills, had a psychiatrist, had the mental health team. They've tried all sorts of things, and this person was exhibiting very volatile behavior, and they could not bring it down. They could not diminish the volatility and the aggression and all these sorts of things. And this was with considerable efforts being imparted onto the person. And so then this person, once the exorcism took place, which I will state I may or may not have been involved with, uh, the behaviors reduced dramatically, and the person is off all of the psychotropic pills. I mean, it was literally went from thousands of pills per year to zero. So it was a huge thing. So yeah, I obviously for confidentiality reasons I can't go into a whole lot of greater detail, but I will say that I have witnessed it personally. Um, that's really all I really wanted to kind of say is that it's there and it exists, and the chances of people with disabilities in a state of possession, I mean, they're not going to do as much damage as like the psychopath murderers of the world with normal or higher intellect. And a lot of, if you look at the serial killers or whatever, and some who stayed up possessed, that voices were telling me to say that, or that demons were telling me to do these things, kind of thing. They will have a very high intellect, and they will cause great damage in the world. I want to also say that mental health issues and psychosis, that also exists. I'm not saying that that doesn't exist. And I'm also want to say that the two can exist together. This isn't, and I've seen, people talking online, oh, it's just mental health is a psychosis and schizophrenia or whatever. And yes, that exists. I'm not saying that that does not exist, but I'm saying that the both can exist. And often the two can exist in the same person. And so this is something that you really need a fair bit of expertise to go into before jumping to conclusions. And it's not something to go into lightly. I have been involved in my own work in directly and indirectly in about half a dozen exorcisms, and they are just utterly brutal experiences, especially if it's a strong spirit and that's been there for a long time. But they are ugly, and they are it's like trying to evict a tenant that doesn't want to leave, and they're going to bite and kick and scratch and hit you with a baseball bat because they don't want to leave. Like it is brutal. Like, so it's like, don't mess around with this stuff if you don't have a great deal of actual real world experience in it, professional experience. Call in a pro. There's not a lot of people around that do it, but there are some. And but yeah, do not mess with it, because you can literally lose your mind or become possess yourself. If there's a transference, it really becomes a battle. It's like a back alley, either fist fight or on a higher level knife fight. And I'm not kidding here. It's like the thing just comes at you on this energetic level, and it's just trying to destroy you. It's trying to control you and break you. So it's not something to take trivially. So again, this is kind of an esoteric topic, but it's there is evil in the world. People, there is evil in the world, and you even don't have to look too far for that. So I just wanted to put that out as something that I've had direct experience with, and hopefully it's rare. And I would prefer that to be rare. I prefer the evil in the world to be a lot more rare than it is. But the case is that it certainly is out there. So, and you can argue about, what is the actual manifestation of the thing? How is that something? People argue whether it's within us or without, or what. We're still trying to figure that out, exactly what we're dealing with. But again, it's do not take this lightly if you suspect it is there. So yeah, that's all. It's a bit of a ramble, but I just wanted to throw that out there. Okay, take care, everyone. God bless.